Hello, guys. Hey, what I'm going to take a look at with you today is this interactive site, and we're going to go over some stuff with waves and parts of a wave. And this will help you hopefully to learn about the different types of waves, transverse and longitude. Actually, this one mainly focuses on transverse, but what it'll show you is the difference between higher amplitude, lower amplitude, and it also shows frequency. And then we can talk about the crest and the trough as part of this transverse wave as well. So with this interactive site, it's through that PHET, or however you pronounce it, PHET. I don't really know. And then use this. You can decide if you want to create the wave manually. Remember, a wave is a disturbance that transfers energy from one place to another. And then you can drag this little wrench thing up and down. And as you can see, it's transferring the energy down the wave, down the string, or whatever you want to call this chain. And the reason they have these little green dots is to show you that it's not the dots that are moving. These little parts of the machine, they're not moving. It's the energy that's moving through them. So when you drag it up and down, you're able to see that energy passing through each of those points. You can also click on Oscillate, which is going to do it for you automatically. You can adjust the amplitude. Remember, the amplitude is the distance that the wave is from the rest position. So if it has a low amplitude, that would be a very small wave. And if you increase the amplitude to something larger, it's moving further away from the rest position, and it's got a lot more energy as well. And then you can also adjust the frequency. Frequency is how many waves pass a certain point per second, and those are measured in hertz. So if you increase the frequency, it's going to make a lot more waves in that amount of time. So you can see this nice wave being made here. So it's got a lot of energy. It's moving quickly. It's moving up and down very fast. So waves that have a greater amplitude and a greater frequency, they have more energy associated with them. But if I decrease the frequency, if I decrease the amplitude, that wave doesn't have much energy. Think about you holding one end of a jump rope and your friend holding the other end. If you just barely raise your hand up and down, you're not using much energy. There's not much energy in that wave. But if you raise your arm up and down a bunch, okay, there's more energy within that wave that's passing through that material. So this would be an example of a transverse wave. And let's just stop it here in a second. Let's make it a low frequency. Make a nice wave here. Okay, so you can see this high part of a transverse wave, those are called the crest. It's called the crest, and then the low part's called the trough. The distance from one crest to another crest is called a wavelength. So if you're talking about here to the next crest to crest, that'd be a wavelength. Or if you went from trough to trough, that'd be another example of a wavelength. So this kind of shows you the different parts of a transverse wave and the difference between higher amplitude, lower amplitude, and then frequency. So hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.